Hi guys, it's Shell, Sunbury Housewives. Welcome back to another DIY. If you're new to our channel, we would love it if you would subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. I am participating in the Look for Less challenge hosted by Yame of the Latina Next Door. This month, the co-host is Haley at the Farmer in the Southern Belle. I'm going to put the playlist in both of their channels in the description box below. So I chose this picture frame print, which I didn't realize it was a print, but it's $170 to recreate. So I thought I could make this better than just a print. So let's get started. I found this board at Walmart for $10.97, so basically $11, and everything else I had on hand. So the first thing I did is hit my silhouette cameo up, and I cut out three decals of the United States. I'm doing this in 3 different layers. The first step is, I did anything that's going to be in white. I cut out all of those. So any of the white stripes and the stars. And then I set that aside. And then the next decal was just whatever was going to be in the blue. So I just removed all of those and just left that portion. And then the second one was anything, or the third one, I mean, is anything that was going to be in red. I'm just showing here that I used my big mat because the size of the board was 12 by 16. So I needed more than just my 12 by 12 mat. So here I'm going through and bringing out anything that's going to be in the red stripes. So I knew that I was going to be doing several processes of this. And I'm just removing some of the stars so that I can line it up when it's time to go in to make the lining easier. So I'm using the very last of my ocean and adding a little bit of ink in it to give me my navy blue. Once I've got that done, I'm going to line up to where I want my flag to be. Flag, states, country, whatever you want to call that, my decal. And I'm setting it down, and if you can hear my grandson, it's bedtime and he's not happy with me. So, taking off the transfer tape, and this wood did not want to adhere, the vinyl did not want to adhere to the board at all. So I'm just sponging on, excuse me, the paint, and I wanted it to be splotchy because I wanted this to be very worn look. So once that dried, I went ahead and removed the vinyl, and you could see where it just leaves the upper part of that state. So then I line up the rest of the country and then I remove the transfer tape of that. This took forever just because the vinyl did not want to stick to this board, because I did not want to sand the board to very smooth. I really wanted that rustic wood. So once I did get all that done, then I just sponged over using the Waverly chalk paint in white to get all of my white lines and the stars. If you're not familiar with the Look for Less challenge, it is a challenge that Yami hosts every single month. You find an item that is either in store or online that is quite out of your budget, and you recreate it. So once that was done, I went ahead and removed my stencil, and I was actually kind of surprised that I didn't have much bleed through at all. And any parts that I did, I knew would be getting covered up with the red. So I went ahead and put down my final vinyl and sponged down the crimson Waverly chalk paint, and started with a light layer. In any places that I felt that I wanted to add a little bit more, I went ahead and did that. But again, I was going for that very rustic, worn look, so I tried to keep it as worn look as possible, and pull that up, and I was so happy with how this turned out. So the final thing that I wanted to do was take my Waverly antique wax and completely go over this piece entirely to age it even more. The original piece was very aged that way, and so I wanted to make sure that I did that. And the more that I got to looking at it after the fact, it looked like it had almost like mailing, what do you call those? Like the little round things when you send mail. I have a total brain moment here. But anyway, all over the piece, but I didn't really want to put that on there. So I go over the entire piece here with my stain that I made. And then after that dried, I just went in with just the wax and added more spots where I wanted to darken up a bit. I did lightly go over the entire thing with a sanding sponge just to lighten it up a little bit more, and then some more Waverly wax, antique wax. And it may not be exactly like the print, but I am in absolute love with this piece. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out the playlist below. And thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.